Thank you. It's a momentous day here for the Pittsburgh Steelers and myself, as I have signed on as the offensive coordinator for the Steelers in the upcoming 2024 season. Now I'll open up for questions. What are my qualifications for being the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Well, you must not remember, do you? At the ripe age of 10 years old, I was dominating the NFL with my offensive genius. As the head coach of the St. Louis Rams, I led them to 17 straight Super Bowl victories in Madden NFL 2010. I elevated Mark Bulger's play. And in one season alone, he had 7,184 passing yards, 70 TDs, and only 2 interceptions. And Steven Jackson out of the backfield turned into a workhorse, having 10 consecutive 2,000-yard seasons. And in all my tenure there, we averaged 67.4 points per game per year. And no other head coach has done that. I out-geniused the minds of Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Tony Dungy, Sean Payton, and even my cohort and partner in crime, Mike Tomlin. And even as the NFL was no more of a challenge for me, I looked to the college ranks and saw an upcoming team into the FBS, the Georgia State Panthers. And I became their head coach. And I took them straight to the SEC when everyone thought it was a mistake, even Kirk Herbstreit himself. Well, you know what? As their head coach, we dominated the SEC for 16 straight years, won a national championship for 16 consecutive seasons in NCAA football 14. And in all of it, I constructed and coached the greatest college quarterback ever. You must not remember Jim Schmitz, do you? The 61 overall quarterback that was from Mobile, Alabama, the one that everyone thought was a bust, but I saw a hidden gem in the rough. And I took him in, and under my tutelage, my guidance, and quite frankly, my offensive genius, he turned into the greatest college quarterback that ever played, shattered every record that there could be, and it was all thanks to me. So, what more do you want to know about my qualifications, huh? Because that's quite frankly more than enough. That's what I thought. Who was my starting quarterback going into the coming season? Well, it was quite obvious, sitting in my chair in my home, that if we want to win this coming season, Mason Rudolph will start. That is not to say that Kenny Pickett can't earn that opportunity, because in the one game that he did play, he played fairly well. But one game isn't going to cut it. And from what I've seen from Kenny Pickett so far, his play is not up to par. Throwing for 120 yards per game is not going to cut it in my style of offense. And what Mason Rudolph showed me in his 4 games that he got, he deserves an opportunity to be a starting QB in the NFL. Now, it's not to say that Kenny Pickett cannot earn that opportunity back as we go into OTAs and further. But at this moment, Mason Rudolph will start. Now, many of you are wondering, what about Mitchell Trubisky? Well, at this moment, I'd like to announce that Mitchell Trubisky is cut from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if I even see him in the Steelers facility, I will resign as the offensive coordinator. So that is cut, dry, the end. Next. Why would I take a head coach or offensive coordinator position when I've been a head coach for so long? You know, I've been a Steelers fan all my life. I've bled the black and gold for so many years. But let's call a spade a spade. We haven't won nothing in 14 years. And I know Mike Tomlin has done a damn good job as a head coach. But we haven't won anything meaningful in 14 years. And I've had to endure playoff losses to the likes of Blake Bortles, Tim Tebow, and Baker Mayfield, and seen all the offensive talent that we've had gone up in smoke. Not no more. I'm here to assist Mr. Tomlin, as he is a good enough head coach to lead this team, but I will be standing side by side with him on the sidelines, and I'm here to inject a lethal dose of venom to this offense and give it the ass-kicking ability that it has. Now, I want to make this clear right now. we have a lot of work to do for the Steelers offense. And it ain't going to be easy for anybody. But I guarantee that next season we will win the Super Bowl and we will have the greatest offense that has ever been recorded in NFL history. And if I do not meet this, I will resign right here next season. Now, that being said, you media members get off a little too lightly. So if you want to talk to any of my offensive players, you will have to come see me or my publicist first. Besides that, this press conference is over. I am excited to start as a new offensive coordinator. And for all the rest of you media members that had questions that didn't get answered, too bad, and you can kiss my ass. Here we go.